Big Mike here with
Ethan and Jamie.
Today's episode. We got long snapper Trent Sieg from the Oakland Raiders. That's the Las Vegas Raiders.
If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button.
This is Trent Sieg, long snapper for the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say hey, sent you.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Fun never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
This is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
He did play for Oakland too, so.
Hey, Trent.
Hey, sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good.
That's all good. I'm Ryan, by the way, and this is Big Mike that's been talking to you.
All right,
Hey,
yeah,
Trent.
nice to meet you guys.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you. Thank you very much for taking the time for us today. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. For some reason, I thought we were on for next week.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. We'll get started. We'll get started here. We're just gonna ask you a bunch of questions about football and your career.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. So you grew up in Colorado. What was childhood like, and when did you start playing ball?
So childhood, grew up in kind of like a small kind of farm town in the plains of Colorado. Really not a lot to do out there other than sports, honestly. So I really started playing football probably when I was like 5 or 6 years old, kind of out there, flag football in the park, you know. And really that's where my love of the game really kind of just started to blossom and everything. And just honestly, my love for competition too. Played basketball, baseball, did a little bit of track. I mean, just was out there all times of the year, just competing and trying to trying to show that I was one of the better guys out there,
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be shown.
Is that your logo? Is that your logo behind you?
Yes, it is. My office is a mess right now, so I've got that
cool.
that going right now.
Yeah, no, it looks like a cool logo.
That is a cool logo.
You.
That's sweet. What's your nickname and your favorite jersey number and why?
Honestly, I don't really have a nickname other than just Sieg, never got anything too crazy going on for me, but so growing up, I was always either number 14 or 44. 14 was like my basketball, baseball number. Then 44 was my football number, and kind of fell into 47 just based off of the numbers that were available when I got to the Raiders. But it's grown on me over the past few years. It served me well, so I think I gotta stick with the 47 at this point.
Absolutely. And then you got lucky enough in your career to stay in Colorado and go to Colorado State.
Yep.
What was that like? And tell us a little about that campus.
Yeah, so Colorado State, I love that campus. It's kind of a big spread out, or I guess it's not a huge campus, but it's fairly spread out and just feels pretty open as you walk around it. And really what I loved about Fort Collins is it kind of gave you that small town feel that I grew up in, but it also had anything you kind of wanted as far as a big city. Like there's kind of an event center there a little bit. And then Denver was only an hour away if you really wanted to go do something like really special. But Fort Collins definitely was a nice area. And I really kind of loved living around there. It was like 45 minutes away from where I grew up, and it kind of always felt like home to me. Just right there on the Front Range still. I really liked the coaching staff when I got recruited there. So I ended up going there as a preferred walk-on and eventually earned a scholarship as a snapper. So
yeah, how did that start, by the way? Because it's such a unique position.
Yeah, so I really started long snapping around middle school. My dad, or that's when kind of punting started becoming somewhat prevalent in games. You don't really do it much in Pee Wee, but my dad always told me that if I learned to long snap, it might pay for college someday. You never know, just something to add to your resume. And I guess he was right. I'll give him that one. But yeah, I'm just kind of riding it as far as it'll take me now.
Right on. And Colorado State obviously had Shaq Barrett, Michael Gallup, Joey Porter. Like they've had some big names come through there as well.
Right. Yeah. Colorado State definitely has had their share of good players come through those halls. And yeah, I was able to, or Shaq was actually my locker neighbor my freshman year at Colorado State. So I was super happy to see him get a Super Bowl ring this year. He was just kind of, I remember he had a wife and kids at the time, and I was like little 17, 18-year-old kid. I'm like, wow, completely different walks of life already. But he's an awesome dude to be around. Just great attitude every day.
Yeah, Super Bowl champ.
And he's a monster out there.
Yeah, he is. I'm so glad to see how well he's done. I mean, he was an undrafted guy too, and he's really just made the most of every opportunity he's been given, and really just out there taking advantage and showing that he can play right there with the best of them.
So what's challenges have you come across in getting to where you are today?
Really just the challenge that I feel like football brings on. I don't really like to think that I had like too many challenges. It was all just kind of like something for me to overcome, like becoming a long snapper only. Like that was a big adjustment for me, because in high school I was like a tight end, defensive end. I was out there on the field like every single play throughout the game, and felt like I had a huge impact on the game. And then once I got to college and started long snapping, it was kind of an adjustment period for me to really start to appreciate the position that I was playing and the role that I had in the team. Because there are a couple of times we were losing some games at CSU, and I was just like, damn, I really wish I was out there at least trying to make a play or something, like rather than just my 8 to 12 plays that I was making. So that mentally just learning to appreciate my position and where I've kind of grown into was one of the bigger challenges I had. In high school, I had a shoulder surgery that almost made me miss my senior season. So that really just trying to fight back on that and recover and get back like bigger and better than ever. That was a huge kind of undertaking for me to do, because I had this surgery, I think January going into my senior season, and just trying to, it was like a bare minimum 6-month recovery. So I just had to make up for all that lost time for football starting in August, So
yeah, that's tough.
Doing whatever I could to stay in shape and go out there and get recruited.
Yep. Any pregame rituals or routines?
I don't have anything too crazy. Every time we show up to the stadium, I go out to the field and I kind of walk like a figure 8 around the hashes, and I stop at the 50-yard line and take like a panoramic photo of the stadium, just so I can kind of document all the places that I've been and just kind of appreciate the ride as well. Nothing too crazy other than that. I mean, I always put my left shoe, like left sock, like left thing, whatever it is, on first. I don't know what it is, but I just have to do that, especially on game day. Yeah. So got a couple little like quirks when I'm out there, but nothing wild.
Yeah, we hear a lot of crazy ones being hockey players they're all putting their gear on the wrong legs, or left skate first, right skate going all the way along.
So I heard one guy. I'm not going to say names because I don't know if it's out there or not, but I heard one guy blew up a balloon with a straw before every game.
Wow. Yeah. That's weird. That's weird.
That'd be hard to do.
Yeah. He just like I don't know why, or it might have been like a breathing exercise or something.
Your lungs going.
Yeah.
47 games straight after you signed with Baltimore, and then they cut you right before the season, and you signed on with Oakland, correct?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I got to Oakland week 2 of my rookie year.
That's 47 games straight. That's pretty unique, man. Making it to the show and then playing that many in a row.
Yeah, and then it matching up with the number too. I kind of appreciate that one. I realized that's where it was going to end up about halfway through the year last year, and I thought that was kind of cool.
And then you just signed your nice 3-year contract.
Yep. Yeah, we're really excited about that, and I can finally kind of focus on football a little bit more, and my family can settle in, and we can really make ourselves part of Raider Nation, and just appreciate where we're at, and just have some sort of stability in a league that doesn't typically have a lot of stability. So
yeah, I've seen the old Oakland Stadium, and it was very sketchy. But how happy are you to be going to Vegas?
I mean, it's kind of bittersweet, honestly. Like Coliseum was a little bit old, but it's also part of like a very historic era of football, and especially in the Raiders franchise. I mean, it was the last baseball field to get played on, which was kind of cool, but hurt every now and then when you went down on the dirt. But yeah, it's well, we moved to Vegas. We're gonna miss Oakland. It's a big part of like the Raider DNA history and everything. But we're on to Vegas now, and just trying to grow the brand out here, and just share everything we have. Allegiant Stadium, they shared no expense on that, or spared no expense on that.
Awesome.
It feels like a show stage out there. Like it has a very Vegas feel to it, and I can't wait to get Raider Nation in there to share it with them.
That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna have to go down, Ryan.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been saying that it'd be nice for us to go down there and catch a hockey game in Vegas, and then catch on the Sunday. I'd like to say the Seahawks play Vegas. I always somehow end up going to Oakland games every time they come to Seattle, and Oakland or Raider Nation, do they flood Seattle every time?
Oh, they flood everywhere. It's wild. That's one of the things I didn't really appreciate about the Raiders until I got here. Like everywhere we go, there's just a huge Raider fan base. Like they're always swarming the hotel when we get there, and just like we go out there, and there's like always like a section of the stands that's just covered in black, and then it's speckled throughout, and it's just very rarely are we at a true away game. It's awesome.
You guys do have some crazy fans, that's for sure. And I'm a Bengals fan, but I got to give you guys props for your fans.
Yeah. Oh no.
well, yeah, you've been through it, so.
Yeah, that's right. Who did you mirror your game after try and play like?
Let's see. So going through college, the guy that I kind of learned to really long snap from, his name's Tanner Hedstrom. He was the snapper at Colorado State when I got there, and I redshirted for a year, and he really kind of just helped me figure out how to actually be a snapper. High school, I kind of just threw the ball back there and hope for the best, but he really kind of helped me learn how to approach honing my craft and getting consistent as a snapper. And then when I was in Baltimore, I learned so much from Morgan about just how he approaches the game and looks and footwork. And so I like to try to compare myself to Morgan a little bit. And he's kind of like the gold standard of long snapper right now. He's been so good for so long, and it was an awesome dude to learn from. And as good a snapper as he is, he's an even nicer guy. I mean, it was awesome for him to take me under his wing the way he did.
You're pretty close behind him, I'd say. I mean, Carlson did set the franchise record for points last year. And also, I think you guys also led the whole kicking in points in the whole league. I agree.
I think we tied for first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely assisted with that.
Yeah, we've got a good battery between the three of us, and I think we just need to kind of keep rolling. And we've shown how good we can be. We just got to keep being consistent with it.
Oh,
can you
go ahead. Sit down for dinner with anyone famous, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh boy. I always want to have some super profound answer for this. Honestly, right now, Elon Musk, that man is an absolute madman, but in the best type of way. I feel like he just. So I was an engineering student at Colorado State, so I really appreciate a lot of what he's been able to do. And my senior project, we were building a rocket, so I was super into everything that he's done with SpaceX, and Tesla, just how cool those cars are just from an engineering aspect, and just all the different things that he somehow has the time to manage. And you listen to him talk, and he's just you can tell he's just a brilliant person, just trying to get everything to a level that everyone else can understand. And it'd just be insanely interesting to be able to talk to him.
Yeah, he would be. And that SpaceX was crazy.
Yeah, he's trying to push us onto Mars and everything. So
yeah,
very few people have the ability to really make the push like he has.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the money. Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Do you remember your first solo tackle? And take me back. I'm sure you do.
Ooh, my first solo tackle. I really only have one tackle that really sticks out in my mind. I think that I don't know if I had a solo one before that, at least in the league, but this one, we were playing against the Colts, and I kind of was making a tackle against the guy on the sideline. And the main reason I remember it was because there was another guy coming back to block me, and his shoulder went right into my helmet. My head went like that, and my neck popped all the way down.
Oh.
And it took me a couple seconds to get up, and then my neck was hurting really bad. And then everyone's super amped up. The long snapper made the tackle, and they're all smacking me in the head. And I'm just stop. But,
that's awesome.
That was both my least favorite and favorite tackle at the same time.
Okay.
Did you play with Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, Marshawn was here my rookie year. He was here, and then he ended up getting hurt against Seattle, actually.
Yeah, I was at that game. Yeah.
Oh, you were there in London?
Fuck no. No, I thought that was the one in Seattle, but I was at the game where he came back as his first game back in Seattle as a.
Oh, okay.
Because he came back after Oakland, back to Seattle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking as you were talking there.
Yeah.
That would have been funny if you were in London, though.
No, I know. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, that's that.
Okay.
What's your favorite stadium you've played in so far?
I'm guessing I'm not allowed to say my home stadium.
No, it's Road Stadium. Usually we say
Road Stadium. Okay. I think Lambeau was awesome to kind of go to, just with how historic that place was, and had like a very college game day feel. And or it was just with how historic that field is, just growing up watching Brett Favre and everything, and just being able to say it's on that same field and just everything that's going on
tundra.
there. Yeah, the tundra, that's for sure. But luckily we were there early in the season, and I think it was like 60 degrees out and sunny. So we got lucky with that one, because it can get pretty bad there.
Oh yeah.
Have you had to play in a snow game yet?
Yes. Luckily we haven't had like a blizzard. I had a few growing up in Colorado. We had and playing there, but we've had so the worst weather game that I played in like ever in my life was Cleveland this year. That was absolutely terrible. I'm sure you're familiar being in Ohio with how it gets there, but we went through snow, we had sleet, we had hail, we had rain, we had sun, we had wind gusts that had everyone like getting knocked over. Out during pregame, I bent over to pick up the ball, like kind of in this stance that's right there, and there's a big wind gust, and I had to like catch myself. It almost knocked me over. So snow games I'd take snow over rain, honestly. Rain is the one that really kind of, or just bugs me when the ball gets wet. When it's snowy, the ball stays relatively dry.
Yeah, I can't stand the rain either, and living in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, especially in Seattle,
right?
Get
a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Gatorade color?
What is it? So it's kind of like a turquoise, honestly. And I've never had it anywhere other than at our facility. It's kind of like a bluish green, and I don't even know the name of it, but it's like a turquoise one, and it's awesome.
Okay. Who's the best player you've played with and against?
Gosh, put me on the spot here. Let's see. So, I mean, just being able to watch what kind of like Derek and Darren have been able to do while I'm here, like, and especially like Darren's story, like he just kind of has been able to come in and just dominate, especially after like having to spend a couple of years on practice squad, in and out of the league. And then just that story, I think just means a lot to me, kind of watching him, because it's more than just him being a great player, like just everything that he's had to overcome. And I think that's awesome. I didn't necessarily go against him, but this year we played Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady came out there during pregame warmups, and I was like that's pretty cool. I'm not like the biggest Tom Brady fan, just because, you know, AFC rival and everything for so long, and Tuck rule, whatever, but you do have to respect greatness when you see it. And I don't know how tall he actually is, but he looked 7 foot when he came out. It's just, it was pretty cool to kind of be on the other sideline from him.
Absolutely. And like you said, Darren Waller, I mean, the guy's a stud. He's a top 5 tight end, and the guy's only getting better every year.
A top tight end. Yeah. Like the top one.
That's the right answer.
Yeah. What's the biggest football moment for you this far in your career, would you say? If you had to pick one.
Gosh. So we've had a couple of game-winning field goals, but that was also my rookie year when we won 4 games. I kind of wish one would have been like a game-winning field goal to put us into the playoffs, but really those are still few and far between, and it's awesome to be a part of those. We had one against the Browns my rookie year, and then against the Cardinals again that same year too. And it was really cool to get 2 of those in the same year, when I don't think we've had one since, like 2 years later. So they're just very rare opportunities to go out there and really be the play that's the differentiating factor.
Yep. Right.
If you're an animal, what would you be?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say a dog. I love my dogs too. I love my dog too much.
Okay.
He's just too happy all the time.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a black lab.
Okay.
I always like to say that labs are just the right amount of stupid. Like,
Well, wait till you get my French bulldog's that way.
yeah, just
He's full
not
stupid, Ryan.
yeah. They're smart enough that they can learn to obey you and be super smart, but they're not like super smart to where they get bored and get into trouble. So
Yeah.
$100 bill, bottom of the toilet, $20 bill on the counter. Which one are you going for?
ooh. That 100, or is it like used toilet water, or is it just
We
like
don't know.
We don't know.
you don't know? I mean, I'd do a lot for $100.
Yeah.
So probably that $100. I mean, I always like to tell myself it's the same as our drinking water. It just hasn't been used yet. So just I'll take a good shower after.
Exactly. I just want to thank you very much, Trent, for taking the time for us today and coming on. And I'm a Bengals fan, but a big fan of you as well. And we can't wait to cheer you on for the rest of your career.
Yep. Thank you for having me on. And
Yeah,
I apologize again for getting on a little late. I got my schedule mixed up a little bit.
Hey, it's
No
all good. We
worries.
got you on.
If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.